Hello and welcome to another Deck Lab. My name is Toy. If you're just joining me, this is a video series I do in parallel with Rockford UFS. Basically, we both build the same deck at the same time, with the same character and the same symbol and the same deck design idea, and then we go through and talk about our picks, why we're doing things. You can kind of see the difference between different people's deck building ideas and strategies. So this time we're doing Raiden, whatever. I got to pick the symbol and the deck idea, so I picked Order. I personally love Order. It's not the greatest symbol. It gets a pretty bad rap, but I love it. I love it because it teaches you some really good things about UFS. It teaches you how to play just sound strategies. I think Order got a bad rap as like a gimmick symbol because of the Kim deck that ran around a little while ago. It was like the most successful thing Order's done for a bit, and that Bomb Man is no better. But Order's really good for teaching you foundational UFS if you're just trying to learn and you want to just build decks. I really like Order for that. And what I picked for my theme for this deck was Foundation Tricks, because he's got 3 abilities. So the Destroy One Foundation, and then if you have 6 or fewer, Ready 3. All 3 abilities are centered around foundations, either as a cost or in effect. And then yeah, so I was just like, hey, what can we get out of this guy just with these foundation things? Also, I thought it would be a really good exercise in learning how to maximize value of a card in your staging area, and I think this will be a good teaching tool for that, so that's kind of why I picked this. Anyways, I got my deck built up here. So this is my decks page, and then over here, this is where we got our stuff. So like what I like to do is I like to start with the cards that start with the letter A. And we're going to pull up all of our order attacks. So I kind of have an idea of what I want to do with this, kind of, sort of. I'm going to want to go a little bit of a commit stun package, so I can utilize lots of the Sub-Zero support. But unlike Sub-Zero, Raiden doesn't have damage on him, right? Nor does he have a delivery method, so he can't really deliver. And he can't add damage, whereas Sub-Zero discards cards from hand, so he kind of has a delivery method, and he adds damage onto things, and he has targeted control. Raiden doesn't really have the targeted control. He's got these weird foundation things. He's got one ability that gives him snap momentum, so we have to kind of take advantage of that, and then he has another ability that can keep our opponent from rushing us in the early game, so we can kind of take advantage of that. So we're going to look at these things. We're going to try to leverage our advantages that we have on this character, but by using another character's support. Anyways, we're going to go through here. And like I did in the last video, we're just going to start throwing in one-ofs of things. This is a weapon and a stun, and it's momentum based. We'll throw in one of these. I want Sand Grenade in here because we're going with a committal strategy. Don't want this, don't want this, don't want this. Mimic, we're not doing a Mimic deck. Flashy Shadow Kick might be in there because you can add top card if your discard piles of foundation you can add to your staging area. So that's probably going to have some cute tricks. I might want to do that. At least have 1 or 2 in there. Nutcracker, seal one of your ready foundations. This deck is +6 damage, X equals difficulty. This is a stun for 1 low, but it's a. Let's throw 1 in for now. See how I feel about it later. I don't want to do any of this stuff. That's not what I'm going for. Electric Fly is just really, really good for what Raiden wants to do. I don't want Electrocute. Lightning, I definitely need a couple lightnings in here because there's a very important strategy you can do with lightning. We're not doing Vicinity Blast stuff. I don't want to be nuking my staging area just yet. Barrier is meh. Deep Freeze is one of the best openers that Order has. Frost Hammer for a commit strategy just kills people. Ice Burst is just great numbers on stun attack. Icy Slide is just really cheap scaling damage in a stun deck. We'll see how much stun we end up with to see if this is viable or not. We got Hammer, Deep Freeze. So those are the 2 weapons. So I just got to make note of what weapons I'm picking. I don't really want any of the Bebop stuff in this. I'll throw 1 Blizzard Sword in, because that's ranged weapon kit and stun on there. Dust Crusher is weapon range stun again. Hyper Bomb, weapon stun. Hyper Mega, this is targeted committal. But it's really clunky. You can hit characters. We're going to sideboard that. This card's really cool. It doesn't get enough love. Same thing with Leaf Shield. Let's throw a couple inside. Magnet Missiles, just ugh. It's good. It can probably do some things, but it's not worth a 2-check for the deck that we're running. Just rips through some of this stuff. I don't need any of this. Power Stone. That's a fat maybe. This is more character committal, and it's got stun. Probably a lot better than Hyper Mega in this. Let's just grab 2 copies. This is inside for now. For now. Now we're going through all this stuff. It's not quite what I want to go for. Not worth the difficulty. Tiger Uppercut's gotten me killed too many times. I don't want to learn that. Too difficult. Death Valley stun package. This card's really good. I don't know if it's good enough. It's really amazing in subs, but I don't know if it's good enough in Raiden. For running weapon stuns, it'd be important. I do have the snap momentum for this kind of stuff. And it kind of gets done. If you have less foundations, your attack gets done too. This is kind of the obvious things to go with Raiden. The problem that I could get into, though, is if you're playing an aggro deck that really doesn't need foundations, like a Felicia type thing, I could get caught with my pants down, or having an opponent that can function even off of a lower foundation count than I can, and then this stuff might end up being dead. And having a 0 mid 5, I mean, the check becomes 5. Like, let's throw 1 in there. It's also a ranged weapon. Feather Shot. Again, unlike this, that at least has the R, so I can at least get chip damage with this. So if I have less, it gets the stun. And I can always use the response on it if they try to block mid, so they may be favorable to block high or low on this, which might give me some chip damage, which might give me more momentum. Feather Shot. If my opponent has less foundations than me, it is still a breaker +1 mid, but it doesn't have stun. We are going for committal. Nah, it's not good. This is cute because I can get it to 7 damage quite easily, but again, it's just +1 mid. It's very easily blocked. Chainblade is a good reversal, good numbers, no block on it. It is a weapon range if I'm running a weapon package, but I think I'd rather have Silver Tomahawk over this. Yeah. Lightning Judgment we're not doing. Call the Storm. I don't want to commit my character, that's bad. All this stuff. Shyness and Strike is super cute, but it's just not. I have no way to encourage them to let me get 6 damage through, and I have no way to consistently add damage to this without foundation support, so I want to say no. And I think most of the stuff is pretty meh on what I want to be doing. I mean, Burning Blitz Vortex is easy 10 damage in Raiden because I can snap that momentum, but so is Blizzard Sword, technically. Only it's got a 3 instead of a 2. It doesn't commit characters, but it gives stun to weapon attacks if I'm running that package, so that's a coolio. And I think that's it. I got more than enough stuff in there now. How many different attacks do I got? Lots. Good. We have lots of stuff to sort through. Okay, let's go to assets, because there's some really good ones. We're Marketplace, discard a card, draw a card, that's always good. Card filtering. E-Tank, I don't really care about looking at my opponent's hand. Don't really, not that much. Anya, oh yeah, we're going to want 2 of these. Homemade, I think I need, this only seals foundations. This only seals foundations. Let's see here. I don't think I have, if I get Hyper Mega, this only commits in Deadlock foundations again. Yeah, all this stuff is very not asset touching, so let's throw this inside for now. Let's throw this to the side for now, just so I can look at it while I'm playing. Roll, because I can get momentum quite easily. It's pretty hot 1x. We're not using champ cards, even though this would be baller for a stun package. If you have them, definitely use it, but I'm trying to avoid them, just for the sake of the educational purposes. Battle Fist, ready 2 foundations that have not been ready. This is cute. I could do it. That would actually be hilarious. But I think I got better ways to do this, so we're not going to touch it. And this is all just repeats, because, you know. Actions. Order actions are really good. We're not going to do Big Shot, because we have no way to really accommodate this, and it's kind of lazy deck building if you just throw Big Shot to every deck that can fit it. I have no way to just self-mill really easily. So it's not like I'm maximizing the use of these cards. If you like Big Shot decks, you can just throw it into anything anyway, so you know you're not learning anything if I just say to put that in. Jellicine Fake is really good, but I don't think that's what I want to go for in this. I have no way to self-pump their attacks. That's when this card really starts to shine, is if you have the ability to pump your opponent's attacks, then this thing's hilarious. But I don't, and I'm a 6 hand size. It's not as necessary. If you're a 7 hand size, you can get away with this a little bit more too, but we're not doing that. Prepare to Fight is a pretty hot card. Showdown's really good too, but it's fighting for the slot with things like Prepare to Fight and Stop. Where Showdown, I really enjoy it, I'm going to throw it on the sideboard, is that it, when people stop you or prepare to fight you, you can show down their effects. So if you manage to throw like a really high damage, low attack at them, like say a sand grenade, and they think they can just prepare to fight you, and then they prepare to fight block you, and you're just like, oh, lol, I just show down off your response on it, and they eat the damage anyways and kill them. It's super funny for that, so that's why it's on the sideboard. Bloop. Anyways, for now, it's sitting down here because that's a very viable strategy if your opponent's running Prepare to Fight, or they're running actions to stay alive, and you can stack up big damage sand grenades. Then you can show down off their action defense pieces and just murder them anyways. It's just a thing you can do. So we're just keeping that in mind. That's probably all we're going to grab there. Great, now we're going to Foundations. This is the good stuff. Okay. So now with Foundations, this is where this deck's getting really important. I know my deck is like gigantic right now already of the stuff I might want to use. But the Foundation is really important because, like I said, we want to focus on being able to use every part of the Foundation. And what that means is because Raiden has Destroy 1 Foundation as a cost, what we do not want is to saturate ourselves with foundations that destroy as costs, because we don't want to be burning the candle on both ends, so to speak. So I might want to have 1 or 2 things that can destroy as cost, just in case I ever want to build out to 9 and have a quick way to snap back down to 6. Then I can do that, but he can already destroy 2 foundations on his own every turn, so it's not really the worst, right? So you can usually do most of that on your own. And then he can ready 3 foundations, and then he can destroy them. He can do lots of stuff with them. He can take advantage of them. So one of the big things that you're going to want to be able to do with him is like with his destroy foundations. So if you don't know, with those kind of effects, you never want to be destroying a ready face-up foundation, like pretty much ever. If you're ever in a situation where you're destroying ready face-up foundations, like what are you doing? You're not using or maximizing what you can get out of your staging area or what you can get out of your foundations or anything. And that's kind of what I'm going to talk about here as we go. Okay, so Call Chop, for example. Okay, so it says E flip your low tech is completely blocked, still deals damage, and your next check gets +1. And if you have momentum, it does stuff. So great, we want this. Okay, because it has a flip cost. It's a soft cost. It's not a hard cost like destroying a foundation is. So it's a soft cost, which means I can flip it, get an effect out of it, then I can blow it up and get another effect out of it. And I'm getting 2 effects out of 1 card. Great, that's what I want. I want more than that even, so we're going to keep looking for things we can do with more than that. Earth Realm Mercenary, low attack is +2 damage. If you have 2 or more momentum, you also get to commit one of your opponent's foundations. That's cool. Once per turn, discard a momentum. Your next check to play a card this turn gets +2. Okay, and this is once per turn. We're going to do this as well. Extended lifespan is commit after you flip any number of foundations. You can commit one of theirs. That's kind of cool. I like this card quite a bit. We're going to grab one of those. Bloop. I'm going to try to use actually quite a bit of the new stuff just to kind of focus on what you can do with it. Sharpshooter, your low tech, it's free stuff. I'm not going to worry too much about Sharpshooter. I think there's better things I can do with the slot. Plus, people seem to be avoiding Deadlock. And I want to do another video just talking specifically about Deadlock and Deadlock effects and how to manage going into and out of Deadlock and how to avoid Deadlock even if you are going to build past 10. But that's for another video. $500 sunglasses. This thing's, you know, not what we want. We don't want to take damage for locking. That's dumb. Movie Star, after this foundation's committed during the enhanced step, your attack is +2, and if your attack is breaking, we're not doing that. We are not doing this. This lets us destroy foundations. So this is one of the cards that I'm going to run that will let me also destroy foundations. This thing, great stuff. Climb upon the sun, not for what we're doing, not for what we're doing. Invoke blood magic. I can't take advantage of that E remove, so already I'm not taking advantage of the entire card. It's really good, but I don't need momentum protection that badly. Last of its kind, it's just all kinds of good stuff. It just does lots of things. I think I covered this card in another video. Aegis and Wise. This is a girl like any other, specifically for Raiden, so we're grabbing these. God of Thunder is going to be really great because you can destroy a foundation, a ready foundation. We want like 3 of these. Boop. Out of Mercy, let's go with these. Seal of Evil, E-commit, seal one of your evil foundations, attacks -1, if you have 6 fewer, gets additional -2. I actually don't love this card a lot. I don't really like damage reduction in general. If it's just a single one-off E-commit damage reduction. If it's more of a like I can apply it onto many attacks, something like a portal barrier type shtick, then that's I prefer it. I don't even like portal barrier, and I prefer portal barrier to one-off things like this. It is commit for -3 in most situations, so it's not that this card is bad, and it's got a great block on it. It's got good numbers and has an alternative function. Really hard to say. This card has lots of good stuff that you'd want, so let's go like this. I'm not doing discard, I'm not doing any of this stuff. I'm not doing any. Ooh, this might be a good one. Stun attack is +1, seal when you're ready to face it. This is good, but I don't know if everything I'm running is going to be stun. This card, depends on how many flips I'm going to be doing. This card I kind of want one of. This card, we're just grabbing 1x's of lots of stuff here. Alright. What else we got? Resurrected Revenant. This card's disgusting. We're running one of that. Retreat to Arctica. This is just more tech stuff. Attack is +1 speed. I don't need momentum that badly. Red Eye Capsule. We're not. Ooh. So hard. So many great combo pieces that I could be using. I don't need this. It's dumb. Ready it. Discard a card your attack. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. We don't need this. I mean, Funky Tomatoes just get hate stuff. I don't need this. Although you can flip one of your opponent's assets. This might be our asset hate right here. It's got that loyal friend. I don't think I need any of this. Sure. We're going to have way more cards than we ever need. Agile Warrior. Probably pretty solid in what we're trying to do here. There's a lot of really good stuff here. Ugh. Let's go. I don't need that. I don't need this. Lana Makai, whatever you want to call it. This card. Definitely want that. Basically strong effects that are like soft cost, but like awkward soft cost, like commit one foundation, commit all copies of one of your opponent's foundations. Like this is a really powerful effect, but it's like an obnoxious cost on it to commit 2 foundations in your staging area, which I can kind of mitigate with this dude. So we want this. I like this for what we're doing. Same thing with weapons upgrade. Let's grab one. Breaker powerful or stun rating, so you can use this also to pump up your sand grenade a little bit more. get more mileage out of your momentum. Delta Blues, just residual damage. Like I said, we don't have much damage, so let's grab one of those. We don't need Rescue Mission because we've got other things. We're going to grab at least 2 blocky boys. Now I'm just like grabbing tech pieces. These, one of these. This is anti-stun. So then you're getting into stuff like, these are like personal meta picks. Pursuing a Vendetta. If people are running destruction stuff, you want this. If people run stun, you want this. Right? Like, there's lots of really focused hate and protection in order. It's just kind of a matter of adjusting it to your local meta and then figuring out which ones you want to main board, which ones you want to sideboard. I end up meaning to Pursuing a Vendetta because people locally like to play some destruction, and this card's good for that. I don't see a lot of stun decks locally, so I don't main this. Securing His Destiny got really good. Like this card got really good in when Mortal Kombat came out. Attacks are getting really disgusting, and lots of their abilities are not keyword based. So this card is very strong right now. Mother Russia, I like running so one of in everything because it's playable while committed, and it's draw hate, and it clogs them when they draw, which is really cool. This gives you safe, which again is another meta pick if you're playing in a reversal based environment. This card's really good. Street Fighter is really good if you're playing in a discard based environment, because if they rip your hand and they pop you with something, you can rip this thing and draw 2 cards. Try to avoid that. Clash Colossals, but our character doesn't commit naturally, so this thing's not good. Ancient Knowledge, there's a troll build that you can do with this guy using Ancient Knowledge, where you just flip this thing, do stuff, play another card to unflip this, but that's not the order build, so that's in a water build. Does that one. Transmutation, I could be doing some stuff with this, but that requires lots of pieces, and I don't want to deal with that. You know what, maybe let's grab one. This is going to be a really unfocused deck full of wacky interactions, but who cares? We're having fun with this. Living Pendulum is one of the hottest 1X's Order has. This is just card draw and damage, which is all good stuff, but not what I'm going for. I'm probably not going to have any space for it, because, you know, that's life. I don't need this, don't need this. Can I make one card and put it to exit? Yes, I want one of these. I almost want to build this deck more to showcase certain things that you can do in Order, and less to be a fully functioning deck on its own. I don't want any of this. Split Body is really good if you're playing an all-weapon package. We're not. I don't think we're going to play like a bit of a mix. We're still going to utilize weapons, but this card's really good. Love it. It's only like 80 cents or something like that. Weird, but every time someone looks at my trade binder, they always want them. But I love them. I want my playset. Stolen Weapon. This is the card I want. There's some really cute stuff you can do with this. And there's all this jazz. Armor Expert's disgusting. And Arborist. I probably won't even have room for this, but whatever, let's grab it. Because, you know, we like to pretend. What Lies Ahead is super strong. Not enough people play that. We probably will not have space for any of this other wonderful stuff, but sadly I won't. Okay. We're going to grab weapons upgrade. Lots of this is just going over the same things. I don't need that. We're not doing super fast. Okay, I think we're getting kind of where I want to be. My deck's probably gigantic and stupid. Let's take a look. Yep, it sure is. Look at that. I'm grabbing mostly one-ofs, and I'm already at 86 cards. Okay, so we need to cut things down. So Call Shot. The reason why I want this is because I can flip it, to make sure my low attack still deals damage. Then I can commit it with something like the Land of Makai or Weapons Upgrade in order to get another effect out of it. And then I can blow it up, Raiden, to gain momentum. Right? My low attacks. Do I need my low attacks to hit for some reason? Seal one of my Ready Foundations. I have nothing that grants me a big benefit just from hitting with a low attack, so we're going to get rid of this. Plus, that's nothing that Wildeyes Head can't do on its own. Earthrealm Mercenary, commit, your low attack gets +2 damage. If you have 2 more momentum, you also get to commit something. Discard a momentum, your attack to play, your next check to play card gets +2. So let's look at blocks. First, let's go through our non-blocks. Ooh, there's a lot of them. Okay. All my attacks have blocks on them. Great. Suspicious of Mr. X. The reason why this card is really good, so I'm just going to go through my non-blocks first and see which ones I want to cut. This card's good for Raiden, because what you can do with it is you can commit. I guess I should also explain that the quality and value of 0 and 1 diff foundations increased with Mortal Kombat's release, making this card more valuable. But what it does is with Raiden mixed with, where are you? There it is, lightning. Okay, so take lightning, suspicious of Mr. X, and Raiden, and what you can do is you use this card. So you play lightning. Then you enhance commit suspicious Mr. X to commit 1 card in their staging area that you want to kill. Then you blow up suspicious of Mr. X with Raiden to gain a momentum. Then you discard the 1 momentum to add that committed foundation to their card pool to permanently deal with it. Okay, that's a really strong combo. It is the same reason that I want to run the Land of Makai, right? So, because what that lets you do is it lets you deal with a specific problem in your opponent's staging area permanently. Well, not permanently, but permanently. It's hard removal rather than soft removal, right? You can commit Makai plus 1 other thing, sack whatever you want, and then feed it into lightning in order to deal with that problem, right? You never want to rely on stun to take care of your problems for you. That's basically just a delivery method, stun. So sometimes you get lucky with your commits on it, but very rarely. So that's why this is in here, Living Pendulum, because it just absolutely shuts down speed modifiers. It can hit characters. That's why this card's so strong. Securing His Destiny, this card's ridiculously strong too. It saved my life so many times. Refusing to let go, really strong. Weapons upgrade. It's going to depend on my attack mana. Bebop Blues, really strong. Hacker Extraordinaire. Currently I'm using this as my asset hate, but I'm already filling up too many slots here. Just like out of mercy too. There's also a lot of 4 checks sitting in here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use Mutual Respect. I'm going to clear that out. It's too slow for what I'm doing. I'm going to clear this out as well. I don't think I need that. It's not good enough. I really like Loyal Friend because it lets me seal things in my opponent's staging area, but I'm going to drop this down too. Bloop. Hacker Extraordinaire is my asset hate. If I want to run this as my asset hate, it also lets me gain some more snap momentum if I need it. Do I really need it? And it's a momentum dump, but I don't really. Draws me a card and flips an asset. It does a very similar job to Homemade Explosives. Very similar. I don't know yet. After your opponent plays ability on an action card, kill it. It works very similar in the same way as Showdown, and Showdown's in my sideboard. This is another one of those sideboard cards. It's kind of weird. You can main it at 1, and it's almost always live. Let's keep that up there too. I have so many things fighting for slots here. This thing can be dead. Let's get out of here. Left to die. This lets you grab foundations from your staging area if they're face down. Depends on your ability to flip stuff. I don't have natural ways to flip things, so let's get rid of this too. Boop. Cool and Focused is really good with Resurrected Revenant. Transmutation is also good with Resurrected Revenant. Let's go difficulty. I don't have very much spam currently. One of these. You can go to 2. Ageless and Wise can go to 4. Pursuing a Vendetta can go to 2. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's put you 12, 13, 14. Okay, that's my spam. Because I need spam to flush out my build curve. So this is kind of non-negotiable already. All my 1 diffs out of what I've picked. Prepare to Fight and Stop. I got 5. That's already pretty beefy too. Discard a card, draw a card. I don't really want my opponent able to control my stun, so let's get rid of you. Roll, lets me stay alive. We're just going to block like normal human beings. Get out of here, roll. I can't take advantage of your form very well, so go away. These guys, we'll just keep them for now. Alright. Carrying on. We have extended. We have this guy. We have armor expert. I love armor expert. This card also helps combat discard. You can also use it to help gain more review steps by your opponent attacks into you, and if it's a poke that they're just trying to gain momentum off of, and you can just eat it. If you kind of assess the situation, decide you can eat it, you can just draw cards off this, and then just use it as the ability to help you hand sculpts, which is really nice. It also lets you push yourself into deadlock, and then top fix, which is something you can do with it. I don't think we're going to be going even anywhere close to deadlock with this guy, so I don't know if it's quite what we need in this. Probably not. As much as I love it, you need to get out of here. Artifice Avarice is just free card draw. This is a very big, like 4x in order, just cause. I might have to take it out. No, it's too good. It's staying. Stolen Sword. I want 2 of these. This card's super hype combo thing that you can do with this. So after you play it, your opponent commits Foundation, so it kind of stuns on play. And then it has an enhanced reveal a weapon card from your hand. Next time you play Weapon Foundation this turn, add it to your staging area. So what you can do is you can, if you have like Stolen Sword in play and a Resurrected Revenant, what you can do is you can enhance with a Stolen Sword and reveal like an attack. And then you can like commit this thing for something, like let's say you were playing a friggin' Dust Crusher, right? You enhance Stolen Sword, and then you commit the Stolen Sword into the Dust Crusher, and then you can blow up the Stolen Sword with Raiden, right? And then you can Resurrect it, Revenant it, and then you can just play it again and flash it into your staging area. That's assuming you're just playing a poke, right? If you're just trying to get some damage through, that's a really great way to do it. It's really funny. And of course, before that, you can also use this E to ready 3 cards, and then Resurrect a Revenant to seal your character, and then, you know, blah, 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 blah. And it just lets you keep cycling this card. It's really cute. You can do it on block as well. Is what makes this thing cool, is that you can, like, E destroy, or you can enhance on the Stolen Sword, then destroy it, and then you can grab it with Revenant, then you can block with it. It readies Hanya because you played a weapon card, and then it flashes itself back down, and they have to commit Foundation. Right? You following the pattern here. Being able to scoop it whenever you feel like with this is really cool. Yeah, it's just a cool interaction. I like it. There's just so many cool interactions. I just don't know where to put things. This isn't even going to be a deck by the end of it. It's just going to be me talking about cards and being like, hey, you know what would be really sweet is if this worked. But then it doesn't. And this video is going to be like 2 hours long of me just talking about stuff. That's fine. What do we got, 80 cards? Maybe I'll just leave everything at 1s and 2s, and we're just going to pretend like it's a real deck. What are my stats at? Show me some graphs. 28. That's not even bad. These aren't even bad numbers. I mean, the deck I ran on the tournament on the weekend was like 75 cards. I'm not even that far off that. That's pretty sick. So that's cool. I can probably narrow down this attack lineup. Keep most of this the way it is. So more combo pieces. Let's talk about some of that before I move on to attacks. Okay, if you're wondering why there's these like cuts in the video, I have like some babies sleeping nearby, and I'm on baby duty, so bear with me here. Anyways, combo pieces. So transmutation, reveal and attack Foundation from your hand. If the top card discard pile share the same name, add it to your hand. This is cute for anything that you run in pairs, like even a cool and focused. It's kind of cute, or anything. So if you end up with a Foundation on top of your discard pile, right, whatever it ends up being, and again with Resurrected Revenant, if you grab a copy of whatever's on top of your discard pile, you can then flash it with transmutation. Just pick up the other copy of it, right? So if you're trying to resurrect a Revenant to grab 2 things, it's a cute thing to do. It's probably not relevant in this because I'm not really abusing the off-turn Revenant pulls like I would in like a Sub-Zero deck. So we're gonna get rid of you. Get out of here. Go away. Lin Kuei is in here because we are running a stun package, and we do have ways to seal foundations in our opponent's staging area, and it says commit 1 foundation. So this, so this basically what it's going to let us do is get value out of cards that we can't commit otherwise. So like Stolen Sword, for example, we can enhance on it, and then if we have this thing out, we can commit it to give us stun attack damage before we blow it up to do other stuff, right? So this I almost want to Z2. Doop. There you go, you just took a spot. I don't want Honor Mercy. Get out here. I also don't want this. We're not doing damage reduction. Sealing Foundations is really good, but that's not what I'm doing. Get out of here. I have Loyal Friend to do that. He's a Loyal Friend. Plus he can flip and then commit and then blow up. So he can do the triple threat of foundation value for me in 1 turn. I like that stuff. Flip, search your deck for up to 2 foundations and add them to your discard pile. I'm going to run this at 1x just to help me tutor stuff with this, or deck thin. Don't ever undervalue deck thinning. So I'm going to keep that where it is. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through my foundations quick and just see how many copies of each thing I'm running. 2, what lies is good. 4 of this is good because it's my speed reduction. 4 of the, oh yeah, this is my spam, so that's all where it's at. 4 Avarice because it's free draw and it's speed in a stun deck. Speed is important because stunning them out is useless if you can't get your attack above their block threshold. So that's what this is for. It gets us above their block threshold so we can throw 6 speed attacks at them after we stun them out. Very important. This I already talked about, Stolen Sword talked about, Pendulum talked about. This is just damage because we don't have damage. Russia just does lots. Securing his Destinies at 3, that's good because it's great, cool and focused. You can easily have this in the sideboard. Oop, okay, weapons upgrade. I only have the 1 powerful I think I'm going to be running. Yeah, get out of here. I don't want you. I've been cutting that card out of a lot of my decks lately. I'd almost rather have Land of Makai in this particular build. This lets me do it on forms, so if they have responses on things, unlike weapons upgrade where it's like I'm responding to commit stuff, to add stun to things, to stun them out faster, if they have responses that are troublesome, this thing can snipe them. And I like sniping things before I give my opponent the opportunity to deal with them. So forms are great. They're just great. Just because so much of the game is tied up in the enhanced depth, and being able to do things outside of that, really good. We bought blues. We talked about. This is all just standard good stuff. This is our asset control. This is sealing things. It also helps feed Frost Hammers. Agile just helps us block, and we can ready it with Raiden to do more blocky things. Same thing with refusing to let go. This is just really strong commit effect that we can ready with Raiden to get better stuff out of, right? So that's kind of what these are. This thing is basically just giving us the ability to destroy dead things in order to get more value out of our commit abilities, right? All that kind of fun stuff. So we're looking for really powerful commit abilities that we can get value out of readying with God of Thunder or Raiden. We're also looking for flip effects that we can then commit with other things like this, so that we can then destroy them, so that we can get lots of value out of each card that we put in our staging area. I want to resurrect a Revenant. This card's so freaking good. So freaking good. Oh my goodness. Straight discard pile tutoring. Like, just to talk to you about this thing, like if you're doing a poke turn and you have like your Death Valley and you're just going to throw a Death Valley and build, my goodness. Like this thing, it lets you sculpt your staging area into exactly what you want. It's like all these weird order foundation combos I'm talking about, you can literally just force them with this card, right? It's really good. This card will let you in, if you ever get into a weird grindy matchup, this card will let you come out on top because you can literally just sculpt your staging area to scale properly into exactly what you need. It's so good. It also lets you reuse destroy effect things, right? Because you can just grab them and put them back out after the fact. So good. So good. I don't think we have any straight up destroy stuff. Oh, I mean, like even just like Loyal Friend, right? Like I can flip it for its effect, destroy it, grab it again, play it again. So I'm getting more targeted seal triggers than I would normally get because I can control, I can just get them back. It's just really good. All that really good stuff. Attack lineup, let's go difficulty. Oh, we already got difficulty, look at that. Icy Slide and Silver Tomahawk. This is a really tough call. Icy Slide can actually kill people in a stun package. It does 3 damage low on its own. This is 5 damage mid on its own. Silver Tomahawk can carry the Blizzard Sword stun. So if I play a Blizzard Sword, use Raiden to gain momentum, multiple it out, I can play Silver Tomahawk on the 5. It'll pick up the stun too. It'll clear out the extra Blizzard Swords, and then it will also, has a pretty high chance of getting stunned from itself as well, so you can throw this thing for stun 4. That might be really good to set up a kill after that. So you go like Blizzard Sword, Tomahawk, whatever you're going to murder them with. Problem with that though is that Blizzard Sword doesn't come with stun itself, so it needs something to carry the stun that it gives, but it does more damage on its own. Think Death Valley is more guaranteed damage. So many decisions. Let's see here. So I can go, if I go lows, I have Icy Slide, Flame Sword, I've got Nutcracker, I've got Caltrops, I've got Hyper Bomb, I've got Power Stone, I've got Sand Grenade. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think so. Frosthammer kills people. That's at 4. Deep Freeze, one of the best openers. Because I can force my momentum gain, and I can chuck the momentum away to target seal 3 foundations right out of the gate, and just take care of them, and then stun 3 because of it. I think Deep Freeze is one of the best openers. The 7 damage on this thing, I want to talk about this card really quick. This card's a great opener because it'll never hit anybody. And I know that sounds weird, but you use that information. The 7 damage on it, you're not doing this to kill people with 7 damage. The 7 damage just makes them deal with it. It makes them really unlikely to just eat it. It's very foolish for them to just eat it. And if they just eat it, that's great. That's fantastic. But it's slow and it's high damage, which means that they're going to be playing a card to block this or to deal with it in some way. So you're getting a stun 2 off of it, probably stun 3 because you're Raiden, and you get the seal 3, and they're usually just going to commit whatever you seal. Usually. So it's a great opener because you're getting value off it even though they're blocking it. And you use the knowledge of the fact that they're probably going to block it as to your advantage to get a card out of their hand. So you just got to kind of think about that when you're throwing this. You're never throwing it at the end. You're always throwing this first, getting the seal 3, stun 3 off of it. And then you're basically just using it to clog their card pool so that you can throw something later, put a little bit of speed on it after you've stunned their board out a bit more to get it through. Right? Make sense? Okay. Frost Hammer is one of the attacks that you're going to want to get through at the end, and Sand Grenade is the other attack we're going to want to get through at the end. So Sand Grenade is going to go to 3, maybe 4. Flashy Shadow Kick, so why this thing's cool is because at the top of your discard pile is a foundation to add to your staging area. Flashy Shadow Kick's really cool with Raiden because I can just destroy foundations at will. So you can very easily just, where is it? Do I have anything in my deck that can really take full advantage of it even? Maybe not. If I don't, then I don't know if I even care about running it. Because the big benefit of it is I can basically play the attack. You can Agile Warrior, or any commit effect, or any effect really for that matter. You can play the commit effect on Agile Warrior to change its zone. Now see, even that's bad. Where would be a... What kind of card am I thinking? So Blue Bomber, there you go. There's a way better example of this. Let's put it in the sideboard so we can look at everything at the same time. So Blue Bomber. Okay, so if you're running something like the Blue Bomber, where it's commit your next range attack gets +4 damage. Okay, that's really cool with Flashy Shadow Kick because you can commit it, get +4 damage on your next thing, destroy it to Raiden, put it on top of your discard pile, Flashy Shadow kick it back into your staging area, and then Blue Bomber on it again. So you can get 2 powerful commit effects off of on the same attack because you're running this. So that's cool. However, we're not really running offensive commit stuff in this deck, so we're not running this card. Go away. Gone. Okay, good. Nutcracker, it's a stun. It's got breaker. I can seal one of my foundations. The stack is +6 damage. X equals its printed difficulty. The stuff that I would probably want to seal to give it damage is like Revenant, Warrior Descent. See, I wouldn't want to just... I don't think I want to do this either. I don't think it's worth it. It's not in alignment to what I want to be doing. Caltrops. I get +X to my stun rating, equaling my momentum. Most of the time, that's going to be like 2 or 3. That's a stun rating of 2 and 3 total, not because I'm probably going to have 1 or 2 momentum. I'm probably going to be trying to spend it as I go. I'm not like Earn Black where I can just snap gain 2 that turn, give this thing stun 3, and then go. And then possibly even push that further on the next turn. And it's got really bad block on it. It is a low weapon, which is kind of cool, but I don't think that's what I want to be doing. Lightning I talked about, and it's 5 speed. It doesn't have I don't have any way to really put great damage on it. So I don't know how many I want to run, but it's got a phenomenal block on it, and it's also targeted control, so let's put it at 3. Ice Burst is basically just going to be a baby version of Deep Freeze, only it can actually hit people more consistently because it's 4 speed, so it's a bit easier to push through. It's more likely to commit things if they block. It's less damage, so they're less likely to block. It's stun 2. It's got a great high block on it. And again, I can just discard that momentum to lock something down, which is really great. Death Valley. Death Valley is just greatness all over the place. I don't think I'm running Blizzard Sword. That's not worth it. Hyperbomb. Hyperbomb fills a similar slot that Deep Freeze does. It's your opening attack, and it demands to be blocked. The downside here is that Hyperbomb only gives me a stun 2 off of it, whereas Deep Freeze gives me a guaranteed seal 3 and a stun 3 because of who I'm playing. If for some reason they're going to just decide to eat it, Hyperbomb will draw me a card and do 5 damage, whereas Deep Freeze will do 7. Seeing as I'm short on damage, I'm probably going to go with the Deep Freeze over the Hyperbomb. Just think of that. Plus sealing 3 things. Plus a Deep Freeze paves the way for Frosthammer. Right? This card can give +3 speed to this thing. So, and that's one of our kill conditions, so we're going to go with that. Power Stone, we're not going to run it because we're going to be using Sand Grenade and Frosthammer as our kill cons. Electric Fly is going to give me damage. However, it doesn't actually do anything else. And I do have Sand Grenade and Frosthammer as kills, so I don't need this just putting damage on everything. It is 5 speed, but I mean, I just don't, that's just not what I'm going for this time. Really good card. It's a fantastic card. It's not what I'm doing right now. Let's see where things are at here. What are my stats? At 76, 21, 23, 19. Things are looking good. We're at 27%. I don't really have any controlled draw on this, other than like Avarice, but I don't even have ways to spam checks. I don't think I put any kind of... I have Foundation control, but no like... You know what might be cute? No, that's probably not that good. Not Funky Tomato. Hacker Extraordinaire draws me cards on momentum, but I'm destroying Foundations to draw cards. So it's kind of like a weird cycling ability. That's unfortunate. Orator's not the greatest at just forcing a big crazy draw turn. So I think that makes Flame Sword a lot more valuable, along with Stolen Sword, along with Resurrected Revenant. I think that interaction is probably now more valuable because of it. So I think I want to run this higher. I want to run this higher. I know that seems a little wacky, but it makes sense in my head. Kind of. Maybe go on to a 3. Yeah, sure. It's like that. Second guessing myself, that's okay. Dust Crusher. Icy Slide, Dust Crusher, Icy Slide, Dust Crusher. I don't love Dust Crusher right now. I almost prefer Icy Slide over Dust Crusher. Yeah, get out of here. Icy Slide is way better stats. So deadly. And it can just kill people out of nowhere if they're not careful. What am I looking at now? Warp. 23, 49, 25 stats. I'm at 29. And 62. Those are pretty good numbers. Stats. Dex ability is 1.63. 79 cards. I'm getting really fatty again. Sideboard looks atrocious. How many weapons do I got? 1, 2, 3. It's only on combo weapon too. Ugh. Ugh. And my weapon deep freeze is an opener, but ugh. Ugh. It's not consistent enough. Let's pull this stuff out. Get out of here. Which means I need to thin some of this down. So it's stun, 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 not stun, not stun. So Sand Grenades might not stun, but it's going to kill people after I stun them. That's important. So we're going to do that. Like this puts damage on things. This is damage on things. This keeps me alive. Okay, cutting things I don't need. It's tough with this card. I don't think I need it. Get out of here. Because I want to flip things and then commit them and then blow them up. I know I can't flip everything, but still. I have other ways to do things. Secret Stash. I mean, it also controls momentum. I think that's too good at 1. So many things I want to run more of, but you just don't have space, which is really unfortunate. We're going to take these out. Oh, I can't. That's my spam. Spam slots. Drop this down to 2. It's like I need to just make room. I need to make room. I want to run this, but we're taking it out. What lies is again my spam slots, so I gotta keep those. Barf. What box that? Hanya's at 2. Prepare to fight. Hanya drops to 1. You can easily run at 2, but we're running tight ship. 71, 19, 23, 18. Now we can put in more stuff of things we want. Where my box at? Like another Icy Slide. 3. Ice Burst at 2. I think I'm starting to like this. Starting to feel good. Stop's just gross because characters are really strong. Bird Fight's gross. Just all the good stuff, right? I think 72, 1.63. I think that's where I want this. 27. A big flaw of the deck right now is card draw. That's kind of where this flaw is. I don't think there are any of these. Oh yeah, I forgot that this is like this now. Gotta get used to that. Pull these out. I don't think I have enough weapons for Ken. 2, 2, 2, 2. Sure. Here we got 2 sideboard slots. Can I throw something else in the sideboard? Yeah, I like Mother Russia. Go sideboard. Domain. Pendulum is. Some decks don't affect speed. This one would be my other sideboard card that gets thrown in there. Right. Just trying to increase my attack concentration a hair. Did I even do that? 28, 62, 70. I'm surprised you guys watch these videos. Perfectly honest. I ramble on a lot. Anyways, so I think this is where we're at. So I kind of like this the way it is now. Feels nice. Thunderbolt's in here, sideboard. Because like I said, you have Deep Freeze that they're almost always going to block, which you can then go into a Thunderbolt to command your opponent's character, depending on who they're playing, if you really need to. Otherwise, I'd rather see other things. Lightning's really good when mixed with targeted committal, because it lets you take care of problems. Otherwise, it's still just really good. With stun, it just lets you whittle down their staging area. Sand Grenade kills people with stun packages. It's really good because I can get momentum consistently. It's fantastic. This lets me use momentum to lock down problems. This will just kill people because it scales at the end of chains. It's easy to play. And all the good stuff. So with this deck, like I think I mentioned when I was doing the review of him, you don't be afraid to build past 6 because you can easily knock yourself back down. You just got to plan your lines, right? Especially kind of like how I said, there's like all these weird little interactions you can do. I really like the Stolen Sword, Resurrected Revenant to ready Hanya out of nowhere. That's really cute. So you can just eat the first attack, Hanya them. Next attack, you enhance Stolen, grab it, you know, do the stuff, play it, do all the dumb things. There's just so many different things you can do. I'm going more for the block stuff because you can just Ageless and Wise things, ready them with Raiden, block things easy, you know. You just got to be more intentional on the order that you play things so that you can Revenant yourself safely. But yeah, otherwise, that's the deck. This does damage, Frost Hammer kills people, and so does Sand Grenade. One kills on high and one kills on low, which is good. That way they can't just pocket one block or the other to stay alive. It is still susceptible to, I guess, like a reptile, but then again, that's why Thunderbolt's in there. Yep. Yeah, this is pretty good. This is a good first draft. I like it. It's definitely workable to test lots of 1s and 2s in the Foundations area, so yeah. Yeah, anyways, that's my Raiden deck. Hopefully this wasn't too boring and didn't trail off too hard. Anyhow, until next time, this is Toy.